Hello friends, my name is Valentina Kogut. I am a writer and the author of the channel, where we deal with the secrets and structure of our world. Today is September 19 of 2021, and in this video I want to tell you about the criminal tolerance that comes to us in Russia from Europe and America. I have already revealed this topic of tolerance in my Telegram channel, and this note was so liked by my Telegram subscribers that I decided to make a video on this topic. And not just make a video, but to make a video in two languages, in Russian and in English, so that the English-speaking society can also learn this information. So as usual, I will start from the beginning. We know that modern society is faced with such a phenomenon as tolerance. And in society, tolerance means respect, acceptance, and understanding of other cultures, traditions, and individual features. And we are being convinced that any culture, any tradition, and any individual features should be treated with understanding and respect. We are being convinced that any deviation from the norm is not a defect of society or a disability of society, but rather an individual feature, and it should be treated with understanding and in no case condemned. We are told that everyone has the right to their liberties, pranks, peculiarities, deviations, and so on. This is also individual features, and it must be respected. And personally, I am a very understanding person. I understand that there are other cultures, traditions, religions, and so on in our world. But I refuse to understand when other cultures, other traditions, and other religions begin to come into my culture, into my country, and into my life. And it so happened that over the past decades, a strange trend from Europe and America has come to my countries, to Ukraine and Russia, and to my culture. And this trend is called LGBT, a community of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. Of course, the Slavic society at one time did not accept such a new fashion for relationships. And then the following happened. European and American society did not argue with us and convince us, but it carefully began to introduce such a concept as tolerance to us. They say that Slavs need to be more understanding. They say that Slavs should be more respectful of the diversity of nature and the existing species on the planet. And in this situation, the Slavs had nothing to say and nothing to object to, until recently. Until my subscriber wrote a comment to one of my videos. And personally for me, this comment changed everything. My subscriber wrote the following. In the field of biochemistry, the term tolerance means the ability of the body to adapt to poisons. In the field of medicine, the term tolerance means the inability of the body to reject a foreign antigen. Means the inability to reject viruses. And another subscriber has already added that in the field of psychology, the term tolerance means a ban on action. And knowing these facts, we understand that the education of tolerance in a person is not the education of understanding and respect for the diversity of species and for individual features. In fact, to cultivate tolerance in a person is to make people calmly accept poisons aimed at morality, to force people to adapt to any kind of moral deviations and violations. To foster tolerance means to deprive people of the ability to reject alien morality. To foster tolerance is to block people's ability to act if they are outraged by something or if they disagree with something. This is what tolerance really is. And when the Slavs at one time did not accept such a phenomenon as LGBT and everything what connected with it, they were immediately delivered such a drug as tolerance. The Slavs got a medicine that adapts society to the new morality. A medicine that atrophies the ability to throw something out of society and reject something. A medicine that blocks the ability to act. And only after such vaccination of the Slavic people, the LGBT communities began to penetrate the Slavic culture more or less safely for themselves. And after this comment about what tolerance is in biochemistry, medicine and psychology, it became clear to me what processes are taking place in our culture and society. What methods and technologies are applied to us in order to force us to do nothing. Now, friends, and you also know that being tolerant actually means being adapted to any moral violations and crime of society. Being tolerant means being loyal to unnormal things. Being tolerant means being unable to fight against moral violations and crimes in society. To be tolerant means to be inactive. And if someone wants to introduce a new morality into society, introduce new culture and new traditions, first of all, into this society should be introduced tolerance. And it's because of tolerance normal people lose their ability to reject abnormal things. It's because of tolerance people make more and more mistakes and moral violations in their society. It's because of tolerance people do not squeeze out the infection, but increasingly allow it into their lives. It's because of tolerance people do not fight back against immoral viruses, but they are increasingly infected with them. And all this happens because of the beautiful word tolerance, understanding and respect. But as we have found out, tolerance is not understanding and respect. Tolerance is the ability to adapt to poisons, the inability to reject alien elements, and this is a ban on action. So, if you are the person who is sympathetic to same-sex relationships, is sympathetic to transgenderism, is sympathetic to the fact that people disfigure their bodies with piercing and tattoos, and if you treat many other immoral things with understanding, you should know that you are not doing this because you are a good and holy person. Not because you respect all individual features, not because you love the diversity of nature. Actually, you feel sympathetic because you have successfully adapted to moral poisons, because you are unable to reject an alien antigen, and because you have been successfully blocked the ability to act and resist. And there is nothing to be proud of. Well, if you are a creator of scripts, films, songs, music videos, books, if you are someone who deliberately prescribes the same sex, transgender, and other immoral and abnormal things in your works, then you should know that you are a criminal. You are the one who deliberately adapts people to poisons. You are the one who atrophies people's ability to reject foreign elements. You are the one who creates blocks in people's actions. That is, you are a criminal. You are the ones who commit a monstrous crime against humanity. And it means that all of you, all creators of films, songs, music videos and books with such LGBT content, can be safely sued for making a person unable to defend himself. And accordingly, you should be given legal punishment. And this tolerant virus is seeping into our Russian and Slavic society from America and Europe. That's why I made this video in 2 languages. And many subscribers ask me if my video will ever be translated into other languages. And I always answer no. Because the secrets and problems that I am investigating are mostly related to Russians and the Slavic people. And these problems have practically nothing to do with the Europeans and Americans. But the topic of tolerance and then LGBT people is directly related to them. Because it's the European and American society that spreads these 2 viruses in other countries and in other cultures. It's they who teach us to inaction. It's they who adapt us to various forms of deformity, defects and deviations. It's they who cause the defect an individual feature. It's they who teach us not to reject harmful cultural and natural antigens. That's why this video is made in 2 languages, so that the English-speaking society also has the opportunity to learn this information. And now I want to tell you a few words for all these Europeans and Americans who promote all these tolerant viruses. For those who promote same-sex relationships, transgenderism, bisexuality, and interracial marriage. Let me remind you that in any organism there is a system of protection against all viruses. Our planet is also an organism, and it also has a system of protection against all viruses that arise in the society of the planet. And such system of protection is called the immune system of the planet. And this immune system of the planet is the Russian people. Cells of the planet's immune system are produced on the territory of Russia. Every person who born on this land is a cell of the immune system of the planet. It's a cell that was born specially to destroy any viruses, any fungi, bacteria, worms and poisons that arise in a planetary society. Accordingly, when the Russians begin to see a threat to the planet's organism, a threat to planetary society, a threat to the normal circulation of all processes in nature and in society, they begin to interfere. And they interfere harshly and do not ask anyone, because they are natural policemen. They are the immune system of the planet. They are supposed to interfere. They are supposed to destroy everything that poses a threat to the normal functioning of the planet and society on it. They are supposed to strictly block any deviation from the natural norm. And same-sex relationships are definitely not the norm of nature. Transgenderism is also not a norm of nature. Piercing holes in the body are also not the norm of nature. And many other things that come to us from Europe and from the America are also not the norm of nature. And all this the Russian people will strictly stop when they see a threat to the society of the planet. And it so happened that I am Ukrainian Russian. I was born in Ukraine and grew up in Russia. And as I grew up in Russia and absorbed the energy of this land, I also became a part of the immune system of the planet. And if you watch this video, you should understand that the immune system of the planet has become active. The immune system of the planet has identified tolerance and LGBT people as viruses and is starting to take measures now. That's the reason why you are watching this video now. And knowing all these facts, I strongly advise you not to continue to persist in the spread of such viruses as tolerance and LGBT people around the planet. Neither in films, nor in books, nor in music videos, nor in holidays, nor in parades, nor in special cafes and clubs, nor in symbols and flags. These viruses should not be anywhere. Otherwise, the Russians will very soon appear in your life with their own rules. And no one will interfere with them, neither nature nor God, because the Russian people were specially created by nature and by God to protect the planet from all viruses, fungi and parasites. That's why I advise Europeans and Americans to stop the spread of these criminal viruses. And if you are an LGBT representative, then I advise you to stop getting carried away with such trends, especially if you live in Russia. Because the activated immune system will quickly suppress you on its territory without any pity and regret. But if you are someone who has never shared these directions, then you can safely start criminal cases, no matter what country you live in, to sue those who included all these tolerant LGBT movements in their works and spread the tolerance and LGBT viruses in society. So, friends, this is the topic I wanted to tell you. I hope that now it has also become clear to you what tolerance really is. I hope that now you will not have blind respect, blind understanding and blind acceptance of all individual features. If the video was interesting and useful for you, put the likes. And if you have English-speaking friends, then share this video with them. The video in English is posted on my second channel, World Engine. Also, both videos in Russian and in English are also posted in my Telegram channel, The World of Valentina Kogut. The link is in the description of the video. That's all. Bye.